as English punk rockers in the 80s would say, oi. So this isn't all rainbows and, everything's great. There's actually a saying there, and I don't know what it is. I've said it before. What is it? Unicorn farts and rainbows? Is that what I'm thinking of? It's probably not, but I like that one. So it's not all unicorn farts and rainbows. Yesterday, while I was packing stuff up to go out, I got a message from a person who bought a Woody Woodpecker 45 from me on Facebook Marketplace. And people can buy to have stuff shipped directly through there. And I've mentioned that they don't really give you now they give you an indication. They just recently started giving you an indicator that somebody ordered something online. Anyway, I had to go through a service. I went through a service called Pirate Ship where you can get some discounted shipping labels set up. The person lives out in New York. The address was in... let me put it this way. The address was in a city that I can't remember off the top of my head, but that city is inside of another city. So it's a territory inside of a city. One of those things where the people that live there are like, oh yeah, they mean that place over there down the street, which is technically another city, but it's in our city. We know what we're doing. I didn't know any of this. I went to go type it in, sent it there. Then weeks went by. It was supposed to be there, I think almost a week and a half ago now. And the person messaged me on Facebook and they're like, hey, we ordered this thing. Did you ship it yet? And I'm like, I totally did. Looked up the tracking number. And first of all, when I looked up the tracking number, the site was down. The U.S. Postal Service site was down. So I'm looking it up. Not that mine is like such a big tragedy, but still, it's like, what are the odds? I look it up and then I was like, hey, it's down. I'm actually going to have to get back to you. So I waited and then like 20 minutes later, it was back up. So I looked at it and it said it was shipped to this particular region and the address was incorrect. So it was forwarded to a post office that is in that region. And that's the last tracking bit that was made on it. So I told them that and I said, maybe you could contact that post office, and that was it. They were like, okay, cool. Then today they said, hey, we're having a hard time getting a hold of them. I don't know who to go to. And I was like, well, all right, I'll help you out. I feel bad that I sent it and it didn't go to them. That's the problem with me doing this stuff, is I actually give a crap what the people I'm sending to think or what they're going through. So I actually called New York to try and find out why this was the last place it was there, and are they not taking it there? Did something happen? And the guy looked it up. I gave him the tracking number, and he actually said, this is weird. And then he put me on hold. And I'm like, okay. He said that it was sent there, but I should really call the main post office helpline, which is a 1-800 number for the entire post office system. Now, I did what he said just because he said I should. He was very nice. And I called 1-800-ASK-UPS or USPS. I went through the numbering system, and it just basically all it did was it was a recorded message that said, because of the virus, all shipping times are delayed now. And then it said, is there anything else I can help you with? And then gives me no options. It was an automated message, and it said, is there anything else I can help you with? And there was nothing else to do. I just started randomly pushing numbers. And there was nothing, so I hung up. So then I'm like, okay, I'm going to call the other post office that said that it forwarded it. And then I talked to another very nice person there who helped me out. I was on hold for a very long time, but he looked it up. And he basically said, and this is why I think it's interesting that it's one of those, it's a small town within a small town. They just know better. And they're like, oh, they mean that place over there over by Jim's house that owns the hardware store. Something like that. Because the person was like, oh, normally we would just take it over there. Turns out the post office that it went to is down the street from where the person lives. So they said normally we would just take it there ourselves, but they said they have a new person, a new postmaster or something who just started there, and he's doing things by the book. So it ended up getting shipped to the facility, the distribution facility again, in a completely different city in New York. And that's where it is now. So he told me I should go, and he's like, it's probably just sitting there. It hasn't been dealt with yet because of the backlog. So I had to make a claim on the post office website. Basically, he said, create a where is my package claim, because that will throw up a flag officially so that they have to go, oh, we just got a flag for this tracking number. Now we have to go find it. And then they'll do that one next. So they're going to contact me, and that's what it is. On top. So that's where I'm at right now with it. So that was weird. Then I had to send back my computer today. So I was all excited, as you know, about the laptop that I got, but the battery life on it was like barely 3 hours. I was using it, and then all of a sudden it went boop and shut down. I contacted the company. They said they would give me a different laptop because the one I ordered did have a lower quality battery. I don't know. They basically said, yeah, that's about right for a battery like that. And I'm like, well, that's silly. Send me the one that has the more battery life. So I'm exchanging it, and we took it to the UPS store, and to package it, even though I had the original package, I had to put the laptop back the way it was, and then to ship it back to them, had to package it in another box, which made it even bigger, and that turned out to be more than twice the amount to ship it back to them, which I thought, since it was a return, that they were going to go, it's a return, we're paying for the shipping to get it back.
Yeah, but see, the item wasn't, the defect is not on their part.
The defect isn't, that's true. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. And that's fine. But then I was like, well, why was my shipping so much more? And is it because the box is now twice the size of the one that they send it to me in? And that changed the weight? So that sucks. Had to spend more for that. So we'll see where that goes. I messaged them and let them know as well that it's been shipped to them per their instructions. I always hate the term per. I don't understand that. Per. It's so business-like. It's just say what you mean. And here I am yelling at myself about it. Anyway, so now I'm waiting to hear back for when I can get my new laptop that has the more battery life but less gigs. It has about 20 less gigs on it, so we'll see if that makes a difference. And I think
have to wait for them to circle back.
I have to wait. Oh, there we go. We're using business terms. We're going to circle back. Maybe we'll touch base per our agreement. I hate those corporate terms. It's such nonsense. There. I just had to talk about that because it was a lot of what I dealt with. So that was what we went through today.